Hello everybody, this is Dee from Dee's Cute and Crafty, and I'm back with yet another Christmas in July video for you today. This is a series of 7 videos, and this is series number 5. I will be bringing you 3 really pretty Christmas DIYs. So I'm starting out with my Waverly White chalk paint. I have my Hello Hobby in sage and antique wax and apple barrel and Christmas tree. I have my own black chalk paint. I have this beautiful reindeer ribbon, some masking tape, some jute twine, 2 of the really long skewer sticks from Dollar Tree, and 2 of these wash and dry boards. I have some MDF cut into some little circles and various greenery holiday picks. So when I first picked up these wash and dry boards, I had no clue what I was going to do with these. And I got these like 2 years ago. Seriously, it's been in my stash that long. And I kind of thought surfboard when I first saw them, like if I was going to do beach decor. But you guys, I never did anything with them. I'm so glad that I didn't, because today we're going to make some skis. Yes, we definitely are. And the 3 crafts that I'm bringing you today are actually really good size. They're bigger than I normally would make. So these are absolutely pretty to go over a fireplace mantle, to lean against your fireplace wall, to hang on your door. These are cute, and I like how they turned out. So let's get on with DIY number 1. You saw that I got those little clothespins off of there, and I'm scoring it on both sides just to make it a little thinner, because they looked a little too thick, or too wide actually, to be skis. So we got to trim them down a little bit, going in with my same X-Acto knife, and I'm just smoothing it out, getting rid of all the rough edges. I'm going to go on with my Gator sander and sand down each side, and I'm going to do the same thing to that other wash and dry board. Now I'm going to take my masking tape, and I am going to mark off a couple of lines, because I want to give these skis a little bit of flair, a little bit of personalization. So I'm just going to paint me some lines in different widths and in different colors. So I'm going in with that sage green from Hello Hobby, and I'm going to give each one a line of that. Then I'll use my Christmas green from Apple Barrel, or Christmas tree from Apple Barrel, and then I'm going to go in and do an even thinner line in white, and I'll be using my Dollar Tree white paint marker for that. So thank you guys, each and every one of you, for joining me today. I'm so happy, as always, to have you here. I get so excited once the video goes up and you guys start talking to me in the comments and letting me know that you're there. You're going to recreate some of the things that I've made. You guys are awesome, and I am grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. So now that I've got that done, I'm going to go back in and mark off one more time, covering up the 2 that I've already done. And then I'm going to make me a nice thin little line. I don't know how thin it is, but we're going to make another line. And, oh, we're not doing that yet. Look at me getting ahead of myself. I think the white line was an afterthought. After I did that and I looked at it, I thought, it needs a little something else. After I stained it, then I went back in and put the white line. And actually, I like how it came out on top of the stain. So you'll see that we're going to do that in just a little bit. I should have had gloves on because I stained my fingernails. So we're going to set that to the side and let it dry. I'm taking these little MDF rounds that I cut out by hand. You guys cut them the size that you want. I do believe these are either 2 inches in diameter or 3, because we're going to make those ski sticks. So I took those, I cut them out. I think I just used one of the larger jars of Waverly paint to get my circle. But whatever you guys have handy to get your circle, that's what you use. So now I'm just going to paint everything in my homemade black chalk paint. And then I'm going to distress it, because I want it to look old. I love when things look old and distressed. Of course, if that's not your thing, don't do it. leave it the way it is. So here you see me going in and just putting my little white line on my ski. But those skewer sticks were perfect for the ski sticks to make those, because I just popped a hole in the center of each disc and I eyeballed it. And then I just put that skewer stick down in there, leaving the pointy end on. I did not cut that off, but I did cut them down a little bit because they were too long. And I didn't even have to use glue because I made sure that the hole that I put in the disc was just a smidgen smaller than the actual skewer stick, so that I had to push it in and squeeze it in, and that made for a nice tight fit. Now I'm going back in and I'm distressing this a little bit because I love it. These came together so quick and easy. I can't believe I made them, actually. I have always seen people doing the ski lodge kind of decor, and I thought, that is so pretty. I need to make some skis. So this is the first time I'm ever making these, and I love them. Are they my favorite? No. They're not my favorite out of the 3 DIYs that I'm showing you today. If you want to know which one is my favorite, you've got to keep watching. So now I'm going in with my jute twine, and I'm making the little handle for the ski stick. I just wrapped a loop around the top, and then I wrapped that loop in the jute twine to get it to hold, and added a dab of glue. So now we're going to embellish. I'm going in with my Waverly White chalk paint, and I'm just going to dust these little pieces of greenery just to make them look like there's snow on them, give them a little more dimension instead of just being flat. I'm going to crisscross my skis and staple them together. I did add some craft paper or paper bag to the back just so that they look nice and neat. Just crisscrossing my greenery, putting my berries on there. You guys know how I like to lay things down and place it to see how it looks before I actually bundle everything together with a piece of jute and get it either glued down or stapled down, or both, to the skis. I also took the 2 pine cones and I dusted them with a little bit of the white chalk paint to look like snow. And these are just pine cones that Howard and I picked up off the ground. Where he lives, he's got pine trees all around, and there's always pine trees on the ground. And you guys, if you've been with me for a little bit, you've heard me mention, whenever I get something from outside, I will put it in a bucket of bleach water outside, and I leave it there for a couple hours, sometimes overnight if I forget, and to make sure everything's off of there. There's nothing on there that I'm bringing in my house. And then I will rinse them off, and then I leave them to dry. And it's been so hot lately, you just leave them outside, like on a picnic table or whatever, and they dry pretty quickly. And then I can bring them in the house. I usually leave them outside for about another day, just to sit in the sun, make sure everything's good. So here you see me adding my ski sticks, and I was able to staple that first one down, and I cut the second one in half because I knew that if they crossed over each other, it would be too thick. It would be too much of a bundle to try to staple with this particular stapler. So I cut them in half and thought I would staple each piece separately, top and bottom. It didn't work. It did not matter what I did. That did not work. After trying about 3 or 4 times and the staple kept popping up, I said, okay, we're done. Let's try something else. So I put a big old glob of glue, and then I went in with my masking tape, and it stayed. I don't know why I was able to staple that first ski stick and not the second one, because I didn't cross them over each other. I actually cut them in half so that they would lay flat on the ski, but it was not having any parts of it. The first one did fine, the second one, not so much. So we took a different route, and it worked fine. It's on there, and I have no issue with it. So now I'm making my bow. I do believe that this ribbon came from, you guys, I don't know. It's either Hobby Lobby or Joann's. Whenever I have a bigger, fancier looking kind of ribbon that Dollar Tree doesn't sell, it's Hobby Lobby or Joann's. And this has been in my stash for a minute, so I'm not really sure where it came from. That piece of burlap came from Walmart. And this is it. I love it. Here's the final reveal of the skis. I hope you guys like how they turned out. I could totally see these over a fireplace mantle or leaned against the fireplace. They're they're really cute, but not my favorite. Moving on to DIY number 2, I have my flamingo red acrylic paint by Apple Barrel. I've got cardboard and craft sticks, a white paint marker, some various ribbons. If I didn't say it already, various picks and berries, greenery, things like that I pulled from my stash. And I'm just taking this cardboard and I'm forming it, just rounding it out so that I can get the shape of the top of a mailbox. We are going to make a letters to Santa mailbox out of this cardboard, and I will also be using some tumbling tower blocks along with the craft sticks because they're not going to be enough to hold this together structurally, and we want this to be able to actually use. You can actually slide some envelopes in that little mailbox. Actually, it's not little. It's pretty good size. I'm going to sit this beside my fireplace, but I digress. Anyway, so after I got the top rounded out, I went ahead and glued those flaps together, and now I'm taking my jumbo craft stick so that I can give this box some structure, and I'm going to put one at the top, one at the bottom. And then I'm going to go in with some tumbling tower blocks and glue those to the inside of the box where the craft sticks are so that I can give the craft sticks even more to adhere to, because I really want this box to be structurally sound. I don't want it to collapse or, feel flimsy or fall apart in any way. So we are going to make sure that we get this nice and sturdy. And this worked out really well. This box is so pretty and I love it. I hope you guys do too. But is it my favorite? Nope, it is not. As always, if you guys want to know which one is my favorite of the 3 DIYs that I'm bringing you today, you're going to have to keep watching. So I'm just getting everything cut down to size and glued in place. Just going to repeat that process at the bottom. And it is starting to take shape. So I'm going in with the leftover cardboard box that I have, and I am going to trace around the openings on both sides of this mailbox. And I'm not going to use this first piece that I'm cutting as a template for the other side. I am going to trace each side separately so that I know that they're going to fit. Because if the other side isn't quite symmetrical to this side, then they're not going to fit right. So I'm going to trace each one separately, and then I will mark what piece of cardboard goes to what side of the mailbox so that I don't get them mixed up. And then we'll just get those hot glued in place and we'll start painting. I lost a ton of footage on this video, you guys. I'm sorry. This was a bigger piece than what I'm used to making. So I adjusted the camera and I had to stand up so you guys could see what I was doing. And then I'm sitting back down again, and somehow I lost that footage. I lost quite a bit of the footage, but you guys can pretty much see everything you need to see to recreate this. And if you can't, if you have questions, again, just comment down below and I will be glad to answer any questions that you guys have for me about what I did if you're missing something crucial that you need. I don't think you are, but if you are, I will be more than happy to answer that. So you're going to need 32 of these tumbling tower blocks to make the legs for this mailbox. I'm taking 8 blocks per leg. You'll see that I'm taking 2 blocks and gluing them side by side, and then I repeat that 4 times. And then I'll take 2 of the stacks that I've made and glue them together on top of each other. So that gives you 4 tumbling tower blocks glued together. Then I'll take those 2 stacks of 4 and glue them end to end for the height that I need. And we'll do that 4 times to get the 4 legs. After I get those all done, I'm going to go in with my Hello Hobby Antique Wax and I'm going to stain these. I like using a baby wipe to stain them. I feel like I don't use as much stain when I use the wipe. I could be wrong, but I feel like I don't use as much. Now that that's all done, we're going to set those aside. I've already cut in my little mail slot opening. And I'm going in with my flamingo red, and I'm going to give this box 1 coat of flamingo red paint. 1 coat will do. Cardboard absorbs that paint and it starts to get kind of wonky. It'll start to bow or dip in or whatever, and we don't want to do that because we took all that time to put those tumbling tower blocks inside that box to make it structurally sound. So you don't want to mess it up by using too much paint. And I know I look like I'm using a lot of paint, but I really do spread it out really well. So we're going to get this painted, and then we're going to start doing we're going to put our legs on, and then we're going to embellish. I'm also going to be adding some nautical cord to trim out the box, just because the edges where we glued everything together, you can kind of still see like the cardboard edge, and I didn't really care for that. So we're going to trim it out so that you don't even see that. And this is a rustic kind of mailbox. I wanted that rustic look, so we are going to dry brush it. If that's not your thing, then don't do it. Leave it as is. But I love to dry brush just about everything. If I can, then I'll do it. Going in with my hair dryer and drying that paint so that I can move on to the next step. And now I have added my nautical cord all the way around the box in the front and the back. And I just hot glued that on, and now I am getting my greenery together so that I can embellish the top of the mailbox. And I've got my embellishments on top, and I went in with my own handwriting and wrote letters to Santa. And I don't have any snowflakes. I still don't have any. So here you see me just taking my little bitty scissors, and I'm doing my little fussy cuts to some of the laser cut stars. I'm cutting the tips off of the stars, and it kind of gives me the look of snowflakes. And then I will go in with my white chalk paint and just do a dry brush on top of the snowflakes to get the look that I'm going for. And again, I'm sorry about all the footage that got lost, but the end result is really pretty, and I will answer any questions you may have about a step that you didn't see that you need to know about. I have no problem doing that. I love talking to you guys in the comments. So ask away. So here is the finished product. You can see I did my embellishment on top with all of my greenery. I added a bow on top, and those are the snowflakes you saw me making from the laser cut stars. I did my dry brushing that I told you I was going to do, and as a afterthought, last minute little touch, I added some bells. This is so cute. I did end up painting the inside of the box because I didn't want to see the cereal containers that was printed on the inside of the box. So I painted the inside red. And if you actually really want to use this as a Letters to Santa box, just go ahead and put a piece of cardboard at the bottom of the box so that your letters don't fall through. Moving on to DIY number 3, you're going to need some ribbon of choice. I have this beautiful barn ribbon, and I can't tell you where it came from. Maybe Hobby Lobby. And then I have this striped red and white ribbon. I've got my same old various greenery bits and pieces. I have a huge bag that I'm working my way through. I've got some nautical cord, some tumbling tower blocks, some craft sticks, some masking tape, and my whittling tool, because you guys know what's going to happen. And I've got a pencil, and I've got my tools that I use to cut out the MDF. I have my apple barrel Christmas tree and my Hello Hobby antique wax, and 2 of the long Dollar Tree summer signs. I have taped them together using my masking tape so I can hand draw my sled. Yes, we're going to make a sled, and one of the signs just wasn't big enough, so I just, made do. I just put 2 of them together with some tape so that I can sketch out my design, and then I'm going to go ahead and use my craft sticks to get those glued together. So after I have everything cut out that I've drawn, I drew the body of the sled, the 2 blades or runners of the sled, and the actual U-shaped part in the front that steers the sled. I got all of that out of 2 of the long Dollar Tree summer signs. I went ahead and drew those out in pencil, and then I went in and cut them out. And if you guys want to know how I cut stuff out of MDF, please check out my series number 4 video, or maybe series number 3. I do think it's series number 4 where I did the snowman, and I showed you how I cut everything out by hand. If you have a saw that you can use, that is perfect. Save your wrist, save your hand, use the saw. I do not, so I cut everything by hand. So now that I've got all that cut out and I have went ahead and glued everything together using my craft sticks, I am going to make some lines, because I already have that line in the center where I glued everything together. So I thought, well, I've already got that line there, so let's make a couple more lines so that it looks like it is supposed to be this way. Because I didn't want to use the spackle. I have Dollar Tree spackle, and I could have ran a line of spackle down the center. But you guys know I love making these faux, like shiplap lines, I guess, or barnwood lines. Not really sure if it's shiplap or barnwood, but I love making these lines. And you don't have to use the whittling tool. You could just draw the lines in pencil and smudge them out with your finger, or smudge them out with a baby wipe, and they look just as good. But I love using that little whittling tool, so that's what I did. So now that I've got my lines all down on the sled, I'm going in with my Hello Hobby sage and my apple barrel Christmas tree. I mixed them together because the Christmas tree was brighter than I wanted it, so I wanted to mute that paint color or dull it down, so I added the sage. Got that all painted. Now I'm taking my tumbling tower blocks, and I will be using 6 of them, and I'm staining them with the Hello Hobby Antique Wax because they're going to lift that sled up off of those runners or blades. Then I have 2 of my Dollar Tree cubes, and I stained those as well so that I can lift up the front of the sled that, I keep calling it a sleigh, it is a sled that controls the right or left turn of the sled. You've got that little U-shaped piece, and I wanted to lift it up. So I'm using 2 of the Dollar Tree crafting cubes. Here you see me eyeballing. Yes, I eyeball everything. I measure once in a blue moon. I'm eyeballing where I want my tumbling tower blocks to go, and I ended up doing 3 inches between each tumbling tower block. So see my lines that I've written in pencil. I've drawn those out on those blades, and they're 3 inches apart, and I'm just gluing down the tumbling tower blocks. And I left this in the natural MDF color. I did not stain the blades or the piece in the front that steers the sled. I liked the color the way it was. I didn't feel it needed stain at all. I like the way it plays off of the green. Green and brown go so nice together. So I just left it. And that was great because I saved myself some paint. By all means, if you guys want to paint this, paint to your heart's content. You could paint this sled red or white or, brown, whatever color you want. I like the green, and I just decided to leave the other pieces as they were. This is my favorite of the 3 that I am showing you today. This came out so stinking cute, and I absolutely love it, and I cannot wait to put it on my fireplace mantel. It is a big piece, and it is going to look so cute up there. I'm excited. I'm so excited for it. So here you see me going around the edges, and I'm distressing because I have to. I can't live without it. And I'm also going to go in with some of the white Waverly chalk paint and distress it with a little bit of dry brushing as well. I added my nautical cord to the top of the sled, and I am going to add my berries, my greenery, pine cone, the little buffalo check present, and I'm going to make my bow in just a minute. But right now we're going to just dry brush that. Oh, it's not Waverly. It's my own homemade white chalk paint. Anyway, use whatever white chalk paint you have on hand if you want to do any distressing. And here you see me punching my holes in the top of the sled because I like to tie down my greenery bundles whenever possible. Making the holes a little bigger because I'm going to put my bow in the same hole as the greenery, so it needed to be a little bigger so both pieces of twine could fit through. And here's the bow that I made. I did a double loop bow. I love doubling up my bows like that. It just makes them so much prettier to me. And this barn ribbon is adorable. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. I've got to figure out what else I can use it for because I love it. So we're just going to get that tied down in the back. And you guys, I used hot glue to do these tumbling tower blocks, but if you want to make sure that this does not come apart, use some Gorilla Glue or some E6000 or even the Fix-All Dollar Tree gel glue would hold better than the hot glue. But for video purposes and just to get this done, I use the hot glue. But you're going to want to use something more substantial. Here it is, you guys. It's all done, and I am super excited about how it turned out. You could actually embellish it a little more. Like at the bottom, you can take one of the wooden welcome words, and you could put that on there. You can hang this on your door if you want to do that, as long as it's not in the elements. That would be cute as well. but I love it just the way it is, and I'm going to hang it over my fireplace. Here's everything that I've made for you guys today. I just love how it all came out. I really do. You guys, if you like this content and you'd like to see more from me, please give this video a big fat thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on another Cute and Crafty DIY with D. I would so love to have you as part of the Cute and Crafty family. If you've made it to this far in the video, give me a Santa. Let me know that you hung out with me today. I would greatly appreciate it. And leave me a comment. You know what, you guys? It helps my channel to grow. It helps more people see these videos. And I would love for that to happen. Don't forget to go over to D's Cute and Crafty DIY Divas. That is where I have a free Facebook page. And if you craft like I do, and you don't have a YouTube channel, but you'd love for someone to see all your beautiful work, because I'd love to see it, go over there and ask to be let in, and an admin will let you in, and you can start posting all the beautiful DIYs that you make as well. You guys, thanks once again for joining me today. This channel does not work if you're not here. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. As always, you guys, I want you to be blessed. Definitely stay safe. And craft something beautiful today, you guys. I will see you in my next one. Bye.